Okay, so I will start. So good morning, all of you. Uh, this is what we already discussed. That is what we are starting electromagnetic engineering. Here we discussed that electromagnetic engineering is low frequency and high power. That is the example is the electrical machine, and we will have the high frequency and low power application that are various application. That is the antenna, radar, mobile, satellite. These are the applications are there that is of our interest. Okay, now we discussed that the main point is why high frequency. So why we are going for the high frequency. So the whatever your answer is that the bandwidth is proportional to the frequency, and uh, here we require for the transmission of more information, we require the large bandwidth. So that's why we are going for higher and higher frequencies. Okay. Now for the electromagnetic, we'll come back. And in the electromagnetic, what is the required here? So two things are required. That is the coordinate system and vector analysis. Up to certain extent, we discuss the coordinate system because why we require the coordinate system that we discuss, because coordinate system is the base. If you will not have the base, the analysis of the waveform, electromagnetic wave is very difficult. So we require a coordinate system and vector analysis also. So in the coordinate system, we have a Cartesian coordinate system having three axes, that is x, y, z. Then we have the cylindrical coordinate system having two axes, that is r and z, and one angle, that is what, phi. Okay, and then we have the spherical coordinate system. Here only one axis and two angles. The basic question come in your mind, if you will have a Cartesian coordinate system, it is very simple to understand. Then why we are going for the other coordinate system? Why? What is the requirement? So in that we discuss that the other coordinate system, here we require the depending upon the shape, the whatever the presentation and calculation, analysis of that particular shape will be easy in cylindrical coordinate system. Suppose you have a cylinder, so you have to represent a point on the cylinder, so that will be easy. And spherical coordinate system, if you have a complete sphere, so there are two curves. So in the spherical coordinate system, what due to two curve, it will be easy. Now uh, we'll go further. This is what radius is increasing, and here the increasing radius, what will have the spherical coordinate system we are discussing here. So in the spherical coordinate system, this is what increasing radius. Then next, this is what the changing angle. That is what the phi. As we told that this angle is with the x-axis. Okay, so this angle reference is this x, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is what the z-axis, positive axis. So with reference to the whatever your x-axis angle, this is also called as the azimuth angle and represent by phi. Huh. And the next is your angle theta. Angle theta is called the elevation. It is with reference to the z-axis. So it is going down with reference to the z-axis. Now here only precaution that we have to take for the phi, whatever your angle, so that angle uh, it will be from what, 0 to 360 degree. So whatever your phi, it is 0 to 360 degree. But if you will go for the theta, so can anyone just quickly tell me that what will be the theta limit? As here previously, here for the phi, the limit is 0 to 360 degree. What will be the limit for this phi, whether it is 0 to 360 degree or something else? Roll number 28. of A division?
Yes, sir.
Can you comment here?
Actually, disconnect. That's why I hear your call. So,
In your audio, there are a lot of disturbances. In your no, you are not clearly audible.
one. Hello, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes. Go ahead.
Sir, please repeat the clause.
The question is what? This is what the angle phi. So this angle phi, the reference what we are saying, the reference is about x-axis. Now this door we are saying it is rotating, that is the 360 degree. Okay, 360 degree is the angle. But here this is what theta. Theta is angle about what? Angle about z-axis. So what will be the maximum limit for theta? Whether it will be 0 to 360 degree or something else? Yes, Ankit.
Yes, sir. So it is 90 degrees, sir.
90 degree. Okay. How you come to this conclusion? It was 90 degree.
Sir, when it completes its half, then it is called as 90 degree, and when it completely 10, it is known as 180 degrees, sir.
So whether it will be 90 degree or 180 degree? Okay, I'll just explain for you.
Yes, sir.
So just look at this. I'll give the example. Okay, so here I have this book, okay, or a paper. Now assume this is the circular. Okay, although it is not a circular, it is a magazine of microwave. So assume this is what a circular. Okay, this is a circular this way. Now uh, if I will have, this is what a circular way. Okay, so suppose this is the 360 degree. What is this angle is? This angle is your phi. Okay, it will go this. Now what will do this magazine, if this is a circle, so it is make a plane. So I want to make this as a sphere. So how it will make a sphere? So I'll just rotate it. Okay, this is 0 degree. Now I'll just rotate it by this. Okay, so here what will happen? Here the hemisphere will form. Okay, if I'll rotate this way, so just loci of point or all this. So here it will form a hemisphere and it will form a quarter sphere. Here it will form a quarter sphere and here it will form a quarter sphere. Again I will rotate it. Now it is complete 180 degree rotation. Whatever the upper part it comes. So on the top it form a hemisphere, on the bottom it form a hemisphere. So in a 180 degree, this is what complete rotation. I have this position. Now what I did, I just rotate it by 90 degree. So by rotating 90 degree, what happened? Here a quarter sphere form and here a quarter sphere. Again, I will rotate it by 90 degree. So what happened? This by rotation here a complete sphere form, half sphere form and here half sphere, hemisphere. So by rotating this angle of theta by how much? By 180 degree, you will get the complete sphere. So by rotating it completely, that is only 180 degree, you will get a whatever the complete sphere. The best example to realize this is may not be nowadays, but previously, that is maybe 10 years back, there was a complete chakram behind the Ganpati. So that is when you will open it. So this simply by opening it 180 degree, it forms a complete sphere. Okay, sphere-like structure. So this is what the thing here. Okay, so 180 degree is the correct. So most of two students have given the answer. So okay, thank you. Now we'll go here. So it will make a clear idea about what, about this theta and phi. Okay, so this is what your theta and this is what your phi. So phi maximum limit will be, in any case, maximum limit of phi will be 360 degree, maybe starting from 0, and it will maximum reach to 360 degree. That is, you can say 2 pi. But theta will start from 0 and maximum it will reach to 180 degree. Theta will not be more than 180 degree. The reason I explain, I hope. So this is what the thing here. Now uh, we'll go further. Now here, uh, what is this spherical coordinate system? Now in this spherical coordinate system that we'll discuss. Now in this spherical coordinate system, what is this? This is what a piece of, if you will understand this diagram, what I'll explain in next 10-15 minutes. If you will explain this, so your concept about the spherical coordinate system and that will get extremely clear. Okay, so what is the example here? This is what a piece of a watermelon. Assume this as the watermelon. So what this is what the conical piece of the watermelon. Sometimes the shopkeeper, they just remove it and put it outside. Okay, so this is what the way. Now we are going to find it out something else. Now what we are going to find it out here, this is what the same thing, this is what the shaded portion. Now our aim is to find it out the area of the shaded portion. Now this portion is not a rectangle. This portion is having two angle curved surface. Now which curved surface? This is what a curved surface. This is one curved line, this is another curved line. So this is what your one angle, and this is the azimuth, this angle. Okay, now we will go one by one to understand this. Okay, how this is there. Now you just have the coordinate system, that is the x, y, z. So although what the statement I made, that you require a coordinate system to understand or to have a reference. Okay, so that's why this is what a reference. Now as our example here, that is phi equals to 0 degree. Okay, so this is x-axis, here phi equals to 0 degree. So this is starting from here, phi equals to 0 degree. It will go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and it will form a 360 degree. But we are just in this diagram, it is shown from x-axis to the y-axis. That is very, very crucial. Please focus it on. This angle is phi. Now I have this arc. What is this? This is my arc. So what I'll make? I'll make a radius. This radius r. This radius r. So this radius r, from this point to this point, it will make a arc. For this arc, my angle will be small angle, that is d phi. Okay. So this is what my small angle. This is angle is d phi. Now, what is my length of the arc? Length of this radius, that is r, and this angle is d phi. So simply what will be the length of arc? Simple, it is r d phi. Okay. So I got a length of this arc is r d phi. So this is simple logic. Okay. The one thing is clear. So this is what uh, your r d phi. Now the second thing is, we'll go for the second angle. Now what is the second angle? What I'll do, I'll just whatever this line, it will get projected here. So this projection is in this way. Okay. Now I'll go for the next angle, that is angle theta. As we know, angle theta, it is about what, the z-axis. This is what the z-axis. For the z-axis, what is theta value? Theta equals to 0. So theta will go down this way, this way, this way. So this is what the theta. Now on this, I'll make a point on this, whatever the line, this is what one line and this is another line. So if I'll make this line, so this line is joined with the origin. Now this is what from here to here, this is what your angle theta. This is what angle theta. Starting from what is the reference? Reference is z-axis. For the theta, reference is z-axis. From uh, z-axis, it is starting. So from here to here, the theta, it is starting. Now, on this surface, if I will join these 2 points, which point? This one. This I'll join here, and this point again I'll join here. So whatever this small angle, as this is the theta, and this small angle I'll call this as the d theta. This angle will be d theta. This small angle, it will be d theta. Okay. Now, how we can measure now? For calculation of the area, we require the side, this side and this side. So how will you measure that side? So for that purpose, I need a perpendicular. From this point, I'll put a perpendicular. So this is what the perpendicular I'll put. So this way perpendicular and this perpendicular. Okay, so if this perpendicular, so whatever this perpendicular, it is not on the surface, it is somewhere on the z-axis. So obviously, whatever this distance from the origin to this point, it is less than r. But this distance from the surface to the origin, this distance is r. Okay, so this distance from the surface to this origin, this distance is r. Suppose I want to calculate here the length, whatever this length that I want to know. So how will calculate? This is what my angle theta. Okay, this is angle theta. What is this length? That is this is what my hypotenuse, having length equals to r, because it is on the surface. This point is on the surface of the sphere, and this is origin. So obviously this is what my radius r. Okay, and this length, it will be less than r. So this is what my thing is r. So if I'll take a sine theta, okay, so sine theta will be what? Sine theta will be this opposite length upon the hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? It is r. So if I want to know this length, it will be r sine theta. If I'll write that sine theta uh, equals to this length, that is whatever this line, this length upon r. So if I want to know this, so it will be r sine theta. It is simple. Okay, simply you just rearrange the equation. Now this r sine theta, I got this r sine theta, this length. It is r sine theta. Now I got this length r sine theta. So again, what will be this arc length? Okay, this arc length. Now I'll take a projection from here to here, and this arc is r d phi, but it is goes on reducing, reducing. It is not the parallel line, and these two lines are meeting here. So obviously this length will be not be the r d phi, it will be something less. Okay, so how much this will be? We know this what this arc this length is r sine theta. Okay, this length is r sine theta, and angle is remain same d phi. So r sine theta into d phi. So whatever this length from this point to this point, so it will be r sine theta d phi. Why d phi? D phi is the angle, and r sine theta is the length. Okay, please make it sure that this length is not r, it is less than this. Although this length is r, but it goes on reducing, so this length, it becomes r sine theta. Okay, so one side length we got, one side length is r sine theta d phi. So this is r sine theta d phi we got. Now I'll go for the calculation of another length. So I can calculate this side or this side, both are same, symmetrical. So this is what angle d phi, and it is on the surface. So the length is r. So this arc length is r d theta. This arc length is also r d theta. So this will be the r d theta because this length is r and angle is small, that is d theta. So whatever, now I'll calculate the area of this small surface, whatever this shaded portion, the area. So one side I got, that is r sine theta d phi. Another side I got, that is r d theta. So whatever the area, small area of this portion, that is dA. So r into r, that is r square sine theta d phi. So what this is, r into r, that is r square sine theta d phi. So this is what the formula we got, how we have calculated, how we got this formula that I explained. And we will require this formula for the calculation of the spherical coordinate system, the problem that we are going to discuss now. And here r square and the remaining is d omega. So what is this d omega? This d omega called the solid angle. This is what the solid angle, the cone shaped structure. Two angles are here, theta and phi. So that's why it is called the solid angle. Sine theta d phi. It is nothing but a solid angle. Okay. So this is what the calculation. Is there any question? If there is any question, so I'll quickly take the questions. Otherwise, we'll go for the further solving the numerical. Okay, so I'll go further. There is, I think, no question. So I hope that all of you have understood this. Now, this is what the problem that all of you have to do based on the previous understanding. Whatever your previous understanding. So in the previous understanding, what we did, now here I have this a strip. The problem is find the area of a strip between angle alpha and beta. So this is what angle alpha and angle beta. So quickly, anyone please give me the roll number A31. Quickly me tell me that what is the angle alpha and beta. Which type of angle is this? It is theta or phi? Roll number A31. Balkrishna Giri. Balkrishna Giri.
Yes, sir.
So this alpha and beta shown in the figure, which angle is this? Whether it is theta or whether it is a phi?
Sir, theta.
Theta. How come?
Sir, Z.
Sorry.
Because of Z, sir. Hello.
Yes, correct. You are correct. So it is the angle with the z axis. The reference is given as z. So alpha is also starting from the z, and beta is also reference is starting from the z. So whatever this alpha and beta, they are the angle of theta. So this is what the portion of the sphere, and this portion of a sphere, whatever this portion of a sphere is shown here, that portion we have to calculate. What is the problem? Find the area of a strip. This is a strip that is just on the sphere between angle alpha and beta on a shape of radius, that is having the radius a. Radius is given, that is radius is a. You can, instead of a, you can have the any number. Okay, but here it is given as radius as a. And this is what the one sub question. And the another is what is the result when alpha equals to 0 and beta equals to 5. So that we'll solve later on. So very first, that what will be the area of strip? What is given? The radius is given, radius is a, and the angles are given. Now how to go this? I'll just give whatever the formula just now we have developed. This formula we will use. So what is this? This is what the ds. Okay, ds is what the area of a small portion on the surface. So this ds equals to what? R square sine theta d phi. From where this formula came? Just now we have proved it. Just now we have calculated r So this is what r square sine theta d theta d phi. Now we have to do the double integration. Why double integration? We know that if you will do the single integration, you will get the length of line. You can double integration, you can calculate the area. And if you will go for the triple integration, you can get the volume. So volume can be calculated by the triple integration and the area can be calculated by the double integration. So here the limits I can put. The formula I had taken and I had taken the double integration. So in the double integration, the limit, what should be the limit? So this is 0 to 2 pi. So this is limit of what? Quickly, 0 to 2 pi is the limit. So what should be the limit? Roll number A6. Can you just give me the whatever this limit 0 to pi is what limit? Roll number A6.
Yes, sir.
So this 0 to 2 pi.
The angle.
Which angle is this?
Sir, 5, 0 to 360
Yes.
is a 5.
Why it is pi?
So because
I'll provide you the hint. From here you can explain. Now you can explain 0 to 2 pi. Why it is pi? Sorry. Why it is pi?
sir, I'm not sure about the reasoning.
Okay, I'll help you.
Yes.
So here, this is what the reference is. What x-axis? Okay.
Yes, sir.
For the phi. Now you just see the strip is around what? The entire sphere. It is a complete sphere this way. So here you can see it is starting from x and complete sphere ring. Here you can see the complete ring. So this angle is what? 0 to 360 because it is complete phi. Okay. So this is the angle here phi. So that's why we taken a limit of 0 to 2 pi because it is complete ring about the sphere. And the another angle, what is the another angle? Another angle is
Theta.
alpha to beta because this is theta. Yes, correct. Thank you. So this limit we have done. So by this limit, double integration is, you people are aware, simply you have to solve it. Now, this is what formula r square sine theta d theta d phi. Simply, you just put r equals to what? A. Why we are putting A? Because it is given in the problem. That radius is given as A, that is the constant. So you just take this r square outside, that is the A square, and you can separate out the limit. So separate it out the quickly. I want the answer for this. So separate it out the limit 0 to pi. Do the integration of pi because we know just now we have proved this is a 0 to pi is limit for the pi and alpha to beta is limit for the theta. So you just do this and quickly anyone who have got the answer or the step at least the what is the integration of d phi? Integration of d phi here d phi what is here? Nothing is here 1. Okay, d phi multiplied by 1. So integration of 1 with respect to d phi, what will be the integration?
Phi.
Yes, correct. It will be the phi, correct. And sine theta, what will be the integration of sine theta? Quickly, anyone?
Minus cos theta.
Correct. Okay, now put that and put the limit. So what? This is a square and 0 to 2 pi. So 0 to 2 pi, this is what? It becomes pi. So if I'll put the limit of pi, 0 to 2 pi, it becomes 2 pi. Okay, am I right? 2 pi. A square is there. And here, if I'll put sine theta, it will become minus cos theta. So what will be the limit? Cos alpha minus cos beta. Okay, it is you can have minus cos alpha and minus cos beta. You can have the sign interchange. I have put directly. Is it correct? So this is what the answer you got here. So this is what you can, if you will put the value of alpha and value of beta, So simply you will get the answer, whatever the answer is required. So this is what your first sub questions answer. Now, what is the second sub question? Your second sub question is what? If you will have the limit of cos, I'll just go, what should be the limit? So here limit is mentioned, alpha equals to 0 and beta equals to pi. Now, alpha equals to 0. If this alpha is here, so this alpha becomes 0. So it becomes at the z-axis. Why? Because your theta start from z-axis. So your alpha comes here and beta equals to pi. So pi means what? It is 90 degree and it will 180 degree. So as I explained just now, your theta limit is 0 to pi. So it will be the complete sphere. Although your pi limit is 0 to 360 degree, but your theta limit is 0 to pi. So it will be the complete sphere. You know the formula of the area of the complete sphere. Okay. So area of the complete sphere that you know. Now you put the values in integration and verify that whether you got that answer. So here where alpha equals to 0 and beta equals to pi. So this is what given here. And what will be the answer? Quickly, please give me the answer.
4 pi a square.
Can you quickly give me the answer by putting here?
4 pi a square.
Sorry?
4 pi.
4 pi a
4 pi a square.
4 pi a square. We'll just check what is the answer. 4 pi a square, correct. Because here 2 pi a square is here. If you'll put here 0, cos 0 is how much?
1.
Cos
1.
1. And cos pi?
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
Okay, 1 plus 1. So it becomes 2. 2 into 2, 4. So it is 4 pi a square. Simple. Is there any question? I think it is very clear. Okay. So you can verify that how you got the area of a sphere is 4 pi a square. So simply you got the area of a sphere equals to 4 pi a square. Okay. So this is this is what the answer you got, 4 pi a square. 4 pi a square is the answer. If there is any question, you can quickly ask. So similar questions can be asked, or you can do that in the tutorial, that for the spherical coordinate system, for the cylindrical coordinate system, double integration, triple integration. So the same question, whatever quickly you can do, all of you. This is what for the area. Now the same question, I'll just show the question. Now for the same strip and the same question, you just try it for the volume. Instead of find the area of a strip, so you just, instead of area, you just replace this as the volume. So if you will replace this as the volume, what it will become? It will become a triple integration. And the triple integration, quickly, does anyone tell me what will be the third parameter? As here we have mentioned, that is one parameter is theta, another is phi. What will be the third parameter, variable?
R.
Yes, correct. So you will have the dr. Okay, so dr will be the third parameter, and you can get the value. All of you please try this and let me know next time that what will be the answer, so that we can go ahead. Okay, and same thing you can go it by the different formula for the spherical as well as cylindrical coordinate system. The concept is same. The cylindrical coordinate system, the formula become different. Okay, so this is what the simple understanding of the coordinate system. If you understand this, then you are able to solve or imagine any problem. And if you are able to understand, imagine the what way the wave is there, what way the shape is there, then your understanding will be very simple. So this is what the base required. Now, quickly I'll go for the vector analysis. I'm not able to cover it in the remaining time. For that, another video I'll upload. Today itself I'll upload. So that will be the detailed video. You can go for the vector analysis. I'll go quickly here for the vector analysis. Now here, this is the dot product and the cross product it start. So here dot product, you can have any vector, that is vector A into vector B is a dot product and cross product. So if you will have that vector A and B, so what will be the resultant of dot product? Roll number A51, quickly. A dot B, what is the resultant? A51. Okay. B18. Roll number B18.
Sir, A dot B cos theta.
Yes, correct. So that will be the A dot B cos theta, correct. And what will be for the sin theta?
A dot B sin theta. Sir, for cross product, A dot B sin theta.
For the cross product, A.
A dot B sin theta.
Okay, so
Sorry, A
A
cross
dot
B
B
sin
means it
theta.
is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sine theta, and the vector, that is the perpendicular vector perpendicular to the plane of application of the forces. This is what the complete answer. Yes. And A dot B is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta. This is what we know. Okay. But what I want, my simple question, if anybody can answer, please reply to this question. That is, what is 3 into 2? B18?
Sir, 6.
6, correct. It is a simple question. Okay. 3 into 2, it is there. But is there any process for calculation of any multiplication, numerical multiplication? Is there any 3.2 or 3 cross 2? No, there is no 3.2. There is no 3 cross 2. Very simple multiplication. So my question here is, why we require this A dot B is different and A cross B is different? Means it is called a physical significance. Where it applies, what is the physical significance? What is the application of these things? So can you tell me, anyone, why we require this?
Sir, since in vector analysis, we are also dealing with the directions.
Sorry, come again.
Sir, in vector analysis, we are also dealing with the directions.
Yes, correct, you are correct. What is the resultant of, yes, we are dealing with the direction. What is the resultant of dot product? It is the scalar quantity. What is the resultant of cross product? It is the vector quantity. We are dealing with what? We are dealing with the direction. It is the correct. But my question is very fundamental. It is correct, we are dealing with direction. But why we require these two multiplication, dot product and cross product? Sagar? Any
No,
guess?
sir. No,
I
sir.
just want to make you think. Okay, no idea. I'll explain. So I'll give you the one simple example. Okay, so here, this is what work done. Work done is force into displacement. So what I'll do, I'll take any object. So this is what the object, I'll put it here. Okay, and this object I'll just push. So what I am applying? Force, and it get displaced from here to here. From here to here, it get displaced. Okay. Now, this is what force into displacement. So this is what simple fundamental that we studied in the school. That is force into displacement is work done, and work done is the what quantity? Work done is the scalar quantity. So this is the example of dot product. Force into displacement, that is F dot D, force into displacement, resultant is work done. This example that I display this, I applied force, it get displaced from here to here. Okay, simple example. Now the second, that is what the cross product. Now in this cross product, what we can do? I'll take the another example. What another example? If you will have a screw jack, do you know screw jack? Here, screw jack is the so here you are correct. Roll number B8, you are correct. So I'll come to that. He has put in the chat that in dot product the result is in the same plane as that of vector, but the cross product result is perpendicular to the plane of vector. Correct. So how it is perpendicular to the plane of vector? Dot product resultant is the scalar quantity and cross product resultant is the vector quantity. Now how it will be, how the second example will work. Now in the second example, what I have taken? Again, force into displacement. So this is what force and into displacement, force into displacement. But it is the cross product, same force into displacement. It is the cross product. Now what I'll do, I'll take an example of screw jack. What is screw jack? You might have seen a truck standing beside the roadside and changing their tire if it get punctured. So what they do, they lift the truck vertically upward by the help of what? Screw jack. So the screw jack is what? Screw jack is a structure and having a lever. This is what the jack, and here beside it, it has a mechanism that inside, if this is the lever, if this lever is rotated, if I'll rotate this lever, so the jack comes vertically upward. If I anti-clockwise rotate this, it gets down. Okay. So similarly, this screw jack, if I'll rotate, what is this? You can see here again. I am applying a force. The same example of the whatever you are lifting truck vertically upward to change the tire. So this is what your lever. If I'll move it this way, I am applying a force. So what is this? It get displaced from here to here. Although it is the angular displacement, it get displaced from here to here. What I am applying? Force. And what it get? Displaced from here to here. So this is force into displacement. Displacement is the angular displacement. Force. So I am rotating it. If I'll rotate it, what happened? The truck get vertically lift upward. So force into displacement. What is the resultant? Resultant is the vertically upward force, because it is applying force to the truck. So here simply you can say force into displacement is the resultant is the force. And now what B6, what you have given a comment. This is what force and displacement. It is in which plane? This is what? XY plane. And resultant vertically upward force is which plane? Perpendicular to the plane of application of these forces. So this is force into displacement. It is in XY plane. The resultant vertically upward force, it will be perpendicular to this plane. So this way it goes on this. So your concept of cross product is there. So why you require cross product and dot product? To solve such engineering problem, you require a cross product and dot product. So where this phenomena is there, that is force into displacement, this is force into displacement, there you can take a dot product. But here a screw jack example, the screw jack example, force into displacement. force you are applying, displacement, same concept, but resultant is what? Vertically upward force, because your screw, your truck is lifting vertically upward. And if it is either, it will be plus or minus, vertically upward, n cap it is plus. So if you will move clockwise, it will lift vertically upward. If you will rotate anti-clockwise, it will go down, the force will go down. So this way, by such an example, your concept, all the concept of cross product, it get verified here. So for force into displacement, same thing, but you require to understand it in a different way based on this application. So this is what the thing here, and this is what the vector analysis, the simple dot product and cross product. Here I'll just take quickly that another two. Now the dot product and cross product. So the field, I'll take it afterwards. Uh, Here the gradient and divergence. Okay, so from the cross product and dot product, here the gradient and divergence. Now we don't have the time, so quickly you can refer the video what I will upload, so that will explain you in detail that what is the gradient and divergence. So this gradient and divergence will give you the detailed understanding. So I'll just stop here, because we don't have much time, because in 3-4 minutes I'm not able to explain completely. So we will stop here. If you will have any question quickly, so let me know. Otherwise, I'll stop. Any question is there?